Hi, my lovely friends. I hope you are doing well. In this video, I'm going to share with you my experience, the comparison between being a Singaporean woman and a Swedish woman. Based on the time that I live in Singapore, and which is 30 years, and over here about 26 years. My mom is a very traditional type. She even in Singapore nowadays, the boys are more valued than the girls. So when we were young, we were told that girls are not that valuable in the family because they don't carry the family name forward to the next generation. Sometimes I can feel this kind of unfair treatment, like my brother always get to eat drumstick and we girls only eat chicken wings or maybe chicken breast, which is tasteless. But I wouldn't blame her because my brother took care of her in her last 10 years of her life. Women in Singapore, their power is not as powerful as in Sweden. I say that because I notice a lot of Swedish women, they are the one who decide for the family, like where they should go for holiday, what they should eat, and then they have saying in their financial situation, and the man have to seek permission or a way of showing respect for the wife. During my time, I could see my mother's like running up and down serving us, and then my brother is just sitting there. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't even need to lift up the bowl after he have eaten. So my mom has to do everything for him, and somehow I find that it is really unfair because we girls, we have to clean up, we have to do the dishes, whereas he doesn't have to do anything. After he have eaten, he just go out and play. I think because of that, my self-esteem is very low because I wasn't think that I am good enough compared to a guy. I think my daughters somehow benefit from this. There was one time I asked her, because she's staying with her boyfriend now, and I asked her, do you cook? Do you clean? And she said, yeah, we cook and we clean together. And I said, do you do that sometimes just by yourself? She said, I have no reason to do that, Mom. It means that she has control over her rights, being in a relationship, which is really good. As you grow older as a woman in Singapore, you will face a lot of pressure from your parents, and they will ask you, when are you going to marry? When are you going to have children? So the older generation always believes that you should marry early, then you should start a family. But they've forgotten that we have to go to school, we have to educate, we have to start up a career. Whereas in Sweden, it's totally different. Some youngsters, even before they complete university, they're already pregnant. In Singapore, if you got pregnant like you were 19, people will somehow look down on you. They will say, hey, how come you never finish your career? Whereas in Sweden, it's very normal. I noticed a lot of women in Sweden, they do those tough jobs like a truck driver, the people who lift the forklift, all the men's job. I'm really impressed because in Singapore, most women usually work either in the office, not heavy lifting kind of work, right? So that is eye-opening for me, and I think that there are a lot of jobs that can be suitable for women too, not just for men. Swedish people, they are not so concerned about their skin, whereas Asian, they are, I have to go out with the umbrella, I cannot have wrinkles, because they believe that the sun will will destroy their skin and give them wrinkles. Whereas in Sweden, you will see a lot of people during the summer, when the sun comes out, they quickly go out to the sun and then they suntan, sometimes naked. And when they get a color on their face, they are really happy, they will say, oh no, now everybody thought that I went overseas, So I think it's like a status thing. Whereas in Singapore, it's like the opposite. If you are tan, it must be that you are working in those construction sites or under the sun. Those are very harsh work. After staying in Sweden for a few years, I eventually put on a lot of weight, and when I get back to Singapore, the first thing my Singapore friends or family will say, hey, how come you're so fat? How come you're putting on weight? How come, how come this, how come that? And they are brutally honest, of course, they don't mean to hurt me. In Sweden, if you are not say fat like chubby, this is considered a normal size. Whereas in Singapore, this is considered fat. So it's quite hurting. In Sweden, they don't really care about your look. They never say, oh, how come you're fat? And usually Swedish people, they don't comment about what you wear or how you look or how thin or fat you are. They just don't talk about that. Unless you wear something really special, really nice, then they will say, oh, what is the special occasion? I am curious to know, how is woman like in your country? Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next. Bye bye.